All right, let's try this one more time. What do you say, Doc? Have we got everything going this trip?
Not sure. I'm looking right here. See if we've got it. Let me refresh YouTube. Well, there's the chat. All right, guys. How are we now? Well, I'm not seeing the ring of death here live.
So
At least
far,
that's what I call it.
all right, all right. Well,
You
I'm
had
sorry.
you had to say something, didn't you? You just had to say it at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. I have no idea what happened. Must have been internet connection somewhere along the line. But if everybody's coming back in, I think that's a good thing. I'll tell you what, let's do, Doc. Let's spin the old rig wrap prize wheel. What do you say? Dustin, pick me out a number between 1 and 5.
Let's go with 2.
2. I like 2. 1, 2. And the winner is Mike. He win last week? Cronin, Cornin.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, maybe not. All right, Mike Cronin, you are the winner of tonight's Rig Wrap Prize Wheel drawing. Cronin. So Cindy will give the old Rig Wrap Prize Wheel a spin, and we'll see how we do. Mudbum Supply Shack. Mike, if you will send me your address, I have a Mudbum Supply Shack hat for you. Send it to me at Catfish Weekly on Facebook or through our website, and I will send you that hat. And thanks for watching Catfish Weekly and playing the Rig Rat Prize Wheel game. I see people are coming back in pretty rapidly, Doc. So, have you got any questions and stuff or anything that you'd like to visit with Dustin about?
No, because I'm trying to get into the chat again.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and try that. I'm going to try to get. I'm out of chat right now. I don't know why.
All right. I'm having problems getting in chat myself.
Well, I've got it rolling over here. We're getting thumbs up and people's talking and things are going on. So looks like everybody's back and everything's going good. Dustin, how'd you guys get started in doing your custom live wells and rod racks and stuff?
Well, I guess I'm a different kind of guy. I bought this old boat, and of course, it didn't have a live well in it, and I wanted a live well, and I wanted to put a rod rack on it, and I bought a rod rack, but it just wasn't what I wanted. I wanted something different, and so I took it up to the shop, and I started looking at it, and I thought, you know what, it would be neat for me to make my own rod rack, and so we started pediddling, and we got a new plasma cutter that's actually computerized, and we started playing with it, and that's where it all began. I started having fun on the plasma cutter, and we started cutting out catfishes and everything else. I said, well, we're gonna make this into a rod rack. So that's how the old rod rack on the Catfish Live Matter boat came about, and of course. I want it lit up, so I started lighting it up, and people started liking this. And I thought to myself one night, I thought, you know what, this is something that the boat manufacturers is not going to make. They'll probably never make it. They'll never mass produce them, and it's different. And and if people enjoys it, why not start making them? So I started with that, and then I went to build my live well. I thought, man, this turned out really nice. I like it. I said. And then I had a couple other guys like, man, I really like your live well. How about you build me one? So then I started with that, and then the rod rack started really picking up, and people's like, man, you got a good turnover. Most people want 3 to 4 weeks before they get their rod racks, and I said no. I said usually we can turn them over in about a week, and so that's how it all began. Is the popularity of them. And the idea of doing the custom work, I've always been that type of person to do custom work. So we decided that, you know, we was gonna manufacture custom live wells and rod racks. But we don't just stop there. We will make anything for any boat, anything to do with the catfishing, we'll do it. If we can't do it, we'll let you know we can't do it. But other than that, we'll pretty much do anything.
Well, like I say, I am very pleased with what I have got from you. It's outstanding quality, and when a full-figured guy like myself can get up on one of them live wells and bounce around and nothing happens or gives, or you don't have things breaking, then it's pretty good, because so many of them are not like that. But these are very high quality, and they're plenty thick enough, and they're just, you know, it's just a really good product. And my rod rack lights up when I go down the road. I put switches on it so I can light it up going down the road, and it is a pretty much an eye catcher.
Yeah.
BD Fish, you know, if you pictures that you could show the guys. Now, if I'm correct, you're working on a website, and once it gets up, then you'll be able to get
right.
pictures stuff there. Yeah, you just haven't got it finished being built yet.
Right. We just talked to a guy today, and he's gonna build us a website, and he's gonna put us out a Facebook page. I'm not really a computer genius.
None of us are.
Yeah. He's actually going to do our decal work. He does really good at decals, and he does wrapping and things like that. And come to find out, this guy likes to catfish.
All right.
And he knew you guys, and he actually watches Catfish Weekly, and he's a local in my hometown. And of course, I'm a big supporter of our locals, you know, here in Ripley, along the Ohio River. So, you know, with that in regards, you know, I feel like I want to give this guy our business. You know, he's going to help support us. We're going to help support him. And but I got to give shout outs to Frank for doing my logo. He done a really good job on it. I'm really happy with it. We're pretty excited about this, to where it goes.
Oh, they look extremely well. Like I say, they're very well built. And there's others on the market that's out there, and you know, everybody, there's plenty of business for everyone.
You're exactly right. I'll tell you what was funny. I got to tell a little story. I did a live video of Doc's live well, and I got a call on it last night from Stacy Gaston called me, and he said, "Brother man," he said, "I just got to tell you," he said, "you sold me on your live wells." I said, "Wow, well, that's cool." I said, "How many you want to buy?" And he said, "No, let me tell you what happened." He said, "I was watching your live video." He said, "You got your son up on Doc's live well, and he started jumping." He said, "You yelled at him and said, 'Jump harder, jump harder.'" He said, "You knew there wasn't no gimmicks. You was on live video. If it would have broke, dented, or anything, then was the time it was going to happen when he was jumping." He said, "And you just kept telling him to jump harder on it." I said, "Well, I just didn't want Doc to fall through it or anything if he goes jumping on it either."
Yeah, that's right.
Doc doesn't want that either, believe me.
But it was funny. Stacy's something else. We became good friends, and I'll tell you, I really enjoy him. But, you know, for a man of him to come and take his time out of the day to call me and tell me, you know, how well of a job. And, you know, we've had comments from Double D live wells call me and just tell me what kind of superior work we're doing. You know, I feel like we're doing something right. So
and Double D was one of the guys that we helped promote here on Catfish Weekly.
Yes, we did. Yeah, and they got some really good stuff too.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They got real good quality live wells, and you know, and me and him both said, you know, there's business out there for everybody, and but we talked for hours on the phone together, and it's a father-son duo, and they do real nice work, and you know, and they wish me the best, and I wish them the best.
Heck yeah, that's the way it's got to be. That's the way it needs to be.
Exactly. I mean, the drama in the catfishing industry needs to stop. We're not the bass industry. We're family, You know, family, I understand, have feuds, but, you know, if we all stick together, this will be successful. And, you know, I'm a true believer. You know, I've seen comments, negative comments here and there. You know, you're not going to hear me bashing this person and that person and this person and that person. You know what I mean? There's a lot of good makers out there. There really is.
I agree.
I had a call. I had a call from Chris Souders yesterday, and it really surprised me when I got the call from him. And I was actually at a catfishing tournament when he called, and I called him back, and he said, "Hey, I've got an idea." And I tell you what, if something don't warm up your heart when somebody says, "I got an idea," it's just unreal. And me and him talked, and he actually wants a box built for under his console that is locking, that he usually keeps a tub under, and he says it's just a pain in the butt to pull out, and he wants something that he can bolt down to his floor, and he can slide it out like a drawer in a toolbox, but be deeper, to where if he's at a tournament, if he wants to lock his electronics up and things like that, he can just stick them in there, shut it, lock it up, and walk away from it and not have to worry about it. And so he gave us that idea, and we're working with it. And he's getting me some measurements of his boat, and we're going to build it.
That's awesome. You and I talked about that this afternoon. I told you that my boat actually came from the factory with one under each side of each front console side, and they're very handy. It's a great place to put electronics and different things. And but you know, mine just have pull-out latches, but those locks on there are just simple. They got a nut behind them. The hole's already there. All you have to do is stick one in there, run the nut down tight, and you'd have a locking one. There's nothing to do in that. So, yeah, it's a great asset. It doesn't get in your way, and they're pretty big, you know. So that's a great piece of equipment.
Well, he called me back after I talked to you earlier today, and he's got another idea. I said, "Let's hear it, Chris." And he wants like a step that goes up to where when he steps up on the front of his boat, he wants it built out of aluminum, but he wants it to open up to where he can store like all his sinkers and everything, but still tough enough and actually have separators in it. And I called him and I says, "I thought you was calling me back to give me a challenge. That sounds pretty simple what you're wanting." He said, "Yeah, but boy, it'll be handy." I said, "Well, I guess that works." So we're going to get on that too and try to get him taken care of. So, you know, and I appreciate people like that giving me ideas, you know, on things, because, and like I explained to him, you know, there's a lot of sea arcs out on the waters, you know, some of the older sea arcs. And he said, "You know, Dusty," he said, "it might not be just me that want one." I said, "Well, we don't mass produce them." I said, "But, you know, if I can save a customer $1 here, if I've got to build 10 of the same thing, I can build them cheaper, which is I pass the buck on to the customers and save them money." So, you know, that's what I'm kind of looking at. You know, a lot of these companies are in it for the money, and that's great. And I'm not saying that I'm not in it for the money, because, you know, that's what supports my fishing. My wife's getting tired of paying for all my fishing stuff. But we actually we want to stick with the fishermen and do for the fishermen. You know, things that they can't get or go to a store and buy. That's where we want to come in and step in it, and that's where, you know, that we came out with the customs, is because everything we build is going to be custom.
Team Kentucky River Cat says, "Now if I can just teach Dustin how to catch some fish."
That would be Kenny LaCure.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Lyle, look what time it is.
Is it time to spin?
Again already.
You know what? I'm all set and ready to go. Dustin, pop us up another number.
Let's go for the long shot. Wait a minute. Hey, sweetheart, come here.
Oh, look at that, sweetheart. He's sucking up now, ain't he, Doc?
Yeah. Hey, I know where my fishing comes from.
That's right.
Pick a number from 1 to 5.
1 to 5, I'd say 4.
That's the number I was going to pick was 4.
4 it is. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The winner is Brian Bax, B-A-X. Let's just see what Cindy can. On that. It stopped. I didn't like it last time, so we're fixing it. What did Brian do? Offshore tackle. Brian Bex, if you will send me your address, I have a offshore tackle cap for you. Send it to me at Catfish Weekly or catfishweekly.com, and we will hook you up. And thanks for watching our show and playing the Rig Wrap Prize Field game. I like my offshore tackle hats, Doc.
Yep, I got mine. Got mine on. I got my offshore tackle shirt on.
Cindy, mine gets bad, and she makes me quit wearing them sometimes in public just for mowing yard and stuff. So I got to get a new one. But you know, it is what it is. Brian Wagner has a message here in chat. Does Dustin make corner T-post style rod holders for a Versatrack system?
We haven't, but I'm sure that we can. If he wants to hit me up on Messenger and just let me know what he wants, we can build it.
All right, there you go.
Sure, we can build it.
Contact Dustin on his Facebook page or message him on your phone or something and tell him what you want. Get a description of it. I'm sure he can hook you up. All right.
Tom Wilson says, shower in your hat and adds life to it. Wow.
Do what? What was that?
Tom Wilson says, shower in your hat and it adds a little life to it.
Oh, man. I'm a sweater boy. I get them dirty and nasty, and we've tried to keep them cleaned up and wash them and stuff. But they just never fit the same after that, so it's just easier for me just to put new ones on and go on. But I wear them as long as they'll withstand it, as long as Cindy will let me do it.
That's nice.
You don't have a Facebook page yet, do you, Dustin?
No, we're actually, like I said, the designer's actually making one. The guy that's doing all my hats, he also builds websites, and he's actually going to do a Facebook page on that, and get me all started, and then I'll manage it from there.
And once it's done, we'll get all that stuff, all the links up, so you can see it on the Catfish Weekly links and different things. Backwoods Catfishing got the new shirt.
Ooh, that is nice. I like that.
Nice. And for those of you that don't know, next weekend, Josh and Trevor will be on the show with us to give away one of these when they hit, because they've hit 1,000 subscribers. They wanted to come on show with us and give one away. So be sure to tune in next week. And we're going to give one of these bad boys away. I kind of like it.
That is nice. I'd like to have one of them myself.
Whisker Sticks has a contest going on to win one of their hats. So be sure to go over Whisker Sticks LED Lights page and get hooked up on that.
Hey, Doc.
Yes.
Did you show Lyle what you took home the other day?
No, I have not had a chance to show it to him.
Okay.
Actually, it's still in the truck because I've been working the last for 2 days here.
Lord have mercy. Well, I'll tell you what. Sometime here tonight, I don't know if you guys can see behind me this this River Life sign.
Yeah.
That was made in our shop. We're going to give it away on Catfish Weekly tonight.
Okay. Very good.
We get $50 out of them. They're made of steel. I don't know if you guys can see them, so they're durable. You can hang them inside, outside, wherever they want. I promised my wife I'd go up to the shop and make her another one. So, but we're going to give this one away tonight.
Awesome.
We gave one here about a month ago away on Catfish Weekly, and I think it's time to give another one.
Well, very good. Very good. How would you like to do that, in chat?
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
I really like doing it in chat.
All right. Give me a second here.
Doc,
See how many people we got.
Guy.
Ooh, there's a bunch. Okay, let's see here what we got. And boom. All right, we have a total of 93 people in chat tonight. Give me a number from 1 to 93, Dustin.
47.
47.
47 it is. And the winner is Patriot Catfishers of America, U.S. Patriot Catfishers of America, U.S.
Congratulations. That's a great prize. Thank you so much, Dustin. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Now, while I've got this open, Dustin, give me another number from 1 to 93, and we'll give somebody an offshore tackle hat.
Let's go 18.
18. And the winner is Jimmy Dixon. Jimmy Dixon. Get with Doc after the show. Send me your name and address on catfishweekly.com. I will get a hat out to you. And thanks for being in the chat, everybody. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate your likes. Thanks for subscribing to Catfish Weekly. And if you haven't done so, please consider doing it. We need all the help we can get to get our name at the top of these pages. What was we talking about? Oh, I know. I made a mistake. And I know that's hard. I know that's killing me to say that in front of Cindy, but
and you're gonna say it on the live Catfish Weekly?
I am, because this is important. This is important. You know, I announced that they was giving this shirt away. That is not the case. What Trevor and Josh are giving away next week is a 36-hour marathon trip with them on a boat fishing for catfish on their home water or yours. So, you guys,
Buy a shirt.
you know, if you get a trip, you can buy a shirt. 36 hours. Now, me, for 36 hours, they're going to have to come up with a bedroll in that boat for me to go for. That's just too much for me. But somebody's going to win this trip, and that is, yeah, I know, John. I'm sorry. But I'm quite
That's a little bit of a mix-up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that most guys would as soon spend a day or so on the water with these boys, as hot as they are on the catfish trails right now. Anywhere in Alabama, Trevor said. Anywhere in Alabama. So that's a heck of a deal. I'm thinking, I thought they would surely want to go up the Missouri River and fish it again, but I guess not. They didn't go through Alabama, but that's a heck of a deal. These guys are great fishermen. They do really well. They led the Cabela's Points League Championship point system through most of the beginning of the year. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, they're still in the top 5 or 6. So we got some big tournaments coming up they should do really well at. So it'd be great to meet up with them, Wheeler, Wilson, or anywhere on the Tennessee River down there, or some of the other waters that's in Alabama.
Anywhere in Alabama.
Yeah, that's what I say. So, you know, you guys want to, if you're not involved with this, go to their Facebook page, get on there, get signed up. It'll be a great trip, and you guys will have a lot of fun. You would like to win that too, John? I understand. I kind of like to win that myself. Dustin, what tournaments do you do?
Actually, starting in the year, we started with the Cabela's tournaments, and I like to fish Kenny Liqueurs, and there's the SWOCC. I've been fishing quite a bit of their tournaments. I haven't had much time away from the shop, so it's been hard for me to travel to some of these other tournaments. But me and the wife was talking today, and we're going to try to make plans to be down to Memphis to the Mississippi River Monsters, and we're going to have a booth set up there. We'll be selling shirts and hats and just some of the other products that we make, like the River Life signs, and we're going to have a few new ones that we're going to put out. We've been working on something special. I consider him a good friend. I've been talking with him for a while now, and that's Chris Flores. I don't know if he's in chat because my chat's down, but we're coming out with a new rod rack. It's called the Muddy River Rod Rack, and we're actually going to be building a special one just for him, and we're going to put them out on the market. The details are to come on that. We're going to it's going to be big. It's going to be special.
Awesome. Well, it's not as nice as mine. I don't care.
It'll be powder coated.
Chris is a great guy. Does a lot of great things for our sport, so I know it'll be great. And and if he's got a design in mind, I know it'll be just what a lot of people's going to be wanting.
Right. He does a great job of what he does, and you know, I can really appreciate him with his family values. You know, I guess that's what makes him stick out a lot to me when he first come into this business. You know, I thought the world of this guy, and he's became true. I mean, he's a true person.
Yes, he is.
And I told him at the conference, I said, I'll stick by your side 100%, you know, and I have so far. But we're trying to make plans to go out there sometime this year and visit with him and do a fishing trip with him, actually, and stay down there a couple days or a week and just enjoy our time with him.
Be a great time. You get to fish some water you have never fished before, I promise you.
Oh, exactly. I don't think out there.
Quick question. Patriot Catfishers of America wants to know how does he claim his sign?
If he can contact me on Messenger through Facebook, just go to Dustin Faul, and he can hit me up on there, give me his address, and we'll get it in the mail and get it right to him.
Very good. Pretty simple.
Pretty cut and dry.
Good deal.
What's that? That's outstanding. Should be a great time.
I think the reload took care of our issues.
Do what?
I think our reload, where we reloaded the show, I think that took care of our issues. I don't think we're having any problems.
Doesn't appear to be. Cindy says she's buffering on her computer, but that could be connection or whatever. But the chat seems to be screaming right along.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Doc, tell me, do you like your live well?
Yes, I do. I've got everything hooked up to it. The only thing I've got left to do is to put the air connections on it, and I'll probably have it done by next week. So it's hanging up.
You didn't waste no time on it when you sent them pictures. I told Lyle, I said, Doc he ain't messing around. That boat.
Yeah, so I'm real happy with it. It's not as big as my other one. It doesn't look like it. When I first looked at it, I said, man, that thing's a monster. But my other one was quite large also. But I used my old live well, which was 9 years old. It went 9 years old. And then from me jumping up on the box, it started breaking down. Welds were breaking, and I was taking it out, and then I was re-welding everything. And you know how aluminum is when you start welding on it. After you weld it a couple of times, it starts really breaking down bad.
Right.
So I'm real happy with it. Yeah, and you need to tell everybody that.
Remember, it's lifetime guarantee. So anything that ever happens to that, you let me know, and we'll get it. If we can't repair it, we'll build you a brand spanking new one.
Yeah, I
free of charge.
appreciate that.
Lifetime warranty on a live well and a rod rack is something I'd never heard of before.
Exactly. I mean, this shop's been in business since 1948. It was passed down from father to son, and it's down to his son. So, I mean, it's not going out of business anytime soon. So, we're figuring years and years and years to come. So, and I don't think that Doc has any problems. I don't think he'll have any problems with it.
No, I'm not going to have any problem.
I mean, it's a sturdy one, that's for sure.
That's awesome.
The only problem I want to put something in it that is tight to fit inside that.
Well, I'll tell you what, you'll be breaking records to do that.
100-pounder is going to have a lot of room in there.
Yeah.
But I'm going to use it as secure storage, which is that, that's what I used my other one for, and that's why I wanted it so big.
Right. And I didn't understand that in the beginning, but I wasn't going to argue. You're the customer, and I was to build what you wanted, and that's what we did.
Yep. So it's perfect. I'm real happy with it.
Good. I'm glad you are. That's what I want to hear. I like to hear positive notes.
Dustin, tell everybody how they can get a hold of you. I had somebody in here want to know how they could get a hold of one of those signs. That way they can get all the information to find out how to get the signs, how to get Livewells and rod racks from you guys.
Okay. Well, right now, basically the only way you can do it is hit me up on Messenger. That's about the only way, unless they want to call my phone. But with me being in the shop, it's hard for me to get out. Like I said, we're getting a website together. We got to kind of rush on it. We're going to get it up here real quick, so people can place their orders or have any ideas that they want to pass along that would like to be seen made, that they may know somebody that's interested. And just get the word out. That's what we do. Is we want some custom work. We want some challenges along the way. So, we'll take we'll take on about anything.
That's awesome.
We're not scared of nothing.
Whiskey Sticks want to know how about a bank version on wheels.
Bank version of what?
Of the Livewell.
I don't know anything about that. That's a question Dustin can talk to Tim about, is a version for bank fishermen. I don't know anything about that. I'm sure he could build one.
We can put one on wheels.
That's what he wants.
There you go.
Yeah.
We can put one on wheels if he wants to take it to the bank.
I was doing something. Now I can't remember what it was.
Mickey Holland wants to know, what kind of weight does your average Livewell weigh? Well, I can tell you this much: the one that is in my barn, the one that is in my boat is I'm trying to think, 60 by 24 by 16, and it weighs about 47 pounds. Is what it weighs. It's 1/8 aluminum. So, and when it's not in my boat, it's up in the rafters of the barn, because I've got a hoist assembly that I just yank it right up and put it up in the rafters of the barn.
That's pretty neat way you've got that done up. Maybe one of these days you get a chance, you could show everybody the pictures that you sent me of how that is up there, to where you just back the boat underneath of it and you lower
Drop it in place.
Heck yeah, that's cool looking.
That's going to be Doc's tip of the week.
Yeah.
How to hang a Livewell.
Yeah. So I've done it ever since I got my barn built, which was 4 years ago, as an idea. And I was going to use a chain hoist, and Lynn said, why don't you buy an electric hoist? And I went with that, and it does a great job. I have never had an issue with this thing.
Could you imagine Dustin's tank as weigh-in containers for tournaments with his Catfish Live Matter metal sign on the front? That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Someone asked if he's going to make anchors.
Someone asked if he's going to make anchors. That's a question only Dustin can answer. Are you going to make rod racks for Sea-Arc track mounts? He has stepped away, so we'll check
We'll
on
have to catch up with him.
Yeah, Austin Knight. The reason the rods spin in the background is because they have finish on them that's drying. If they don't spin, it sags off to the bottom and it looks like hell. So they spin and it levels itself out while they're drying. And then once they're dry, it's a smooth, even thing all the way across. And that's the way we do them.
Josh Henson, I've got it bolted into the frame of the boat. So it's bolted right in place. It stays right there.
Didn't mean to jump out on you guys like that.
No, that's okay.
Couldn't hold it no longer.
I understand.
We
Hey.
know about that.
Yes, we do.
Good old Pure Leaf.
Oh, man. I seen something else that I was going to mention.
Somebody want to know if we was going to make anchors.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you, I've been doing a lot of thinking about that, and I've got some designs in mind, and it's just a matter. I lost my anchor the other day in the river. It was a store-bought Bass Pro anchor, and which I use my trolling motor a lot for anchoring, so I usually don't use an anchor, and so anyway, I came up with a design of an anchor that acts as almost like a drift sock or an anchor. And I'm pretty excited about that, and we're going to try to start working on it later this week, and should have some displayed at the Mississippi River Monsters. I'm going to probably bring a few of them there, and so they ought to be nice anchors.
Excellent. Jim, you tell K-Bug to take care of that soccer, and she'll be done with that one of these days, and we'll see her back on the show. Let's see. All right. What kind of air system do you have in your live well, Doc?
What kind of what?
Air system.
Oh, I got marine metal pumps. I've got 2 of them that are in the back of the boat. I found out last year, I don't use oxygen. I've never used it, and I just didn't want something else in the boat. So I've used that the marine metal air pumps, and then I've got from back in 1995, maybe 96, Steve Douglas came out with his aqua lung. I still got that on board the boat. And I found out last year at the Mississippi River Monsters that I was at like 60% saturation in that live well, as hot as it was last year. The guy actually thought I had oxygen in the boat.
And it was hot there last year.
It was really hot there last year.
It was. You know, I've run one of those pumps like that for a long time. You run 2 stones. And by the way, I was on a conversation on Facebook the other night, and Jody Harrison with Fish Life, if you guys will hang on, he's got a new stone coming out. I think it'll be worth the wait. Be really a good product. Jody doesn't handle anything that's not really quality piece. He had one before. They couldn't get the price to where it was affordable for everybody. So he's got it, either got something done with them or another company to get what we need, and it'll be a great product. Let's see. But I do have oxygen for mine also. But Doc, realistically, unless you're in there all day long, catch them early and keeping them in there all day, or unless it's extremely hot, we rarely use the oxygen. Now, when it's hot, I do. But ice will help you as much as the oxygen will, in my opinion.
And water changes. I'm a big believer on changing the water constantly.
That is correct. In fact, if you have enough battery, one of the best things to do is to let it run in constantly and run out the drain.
Pump out. Yep, and that's how I've got mine set up to do.
Any news on the Bill Dance Expo? No, that's something that will. They have nobody said anything more about it. Don't have any information on the conference or the expo, but I'll be looking for a lot of that to be coming pretty quick.
Oh yeah, somebody, Team Kentucky River Cats. Show one of those dragon weights, Dustin. Have you got one? Is that the ones that you sent me?
Yeah.
Hang on a minute.
I was going to say, I think I got one. And they do work pretty good. In the meantime, while we're waiting on Doc, I would like to announce I got a message from Sarah Massengill this morning with Yakking with Sarah. As of yesterday, they have 1,220 pounds plus 22 bags of unweighed trash that they have picked up for their trash tournament that's going on with Yakima Sarah. I think that is a giant number. Very proud of them people for what they have going on. They have already broken the goal that they set for this year's tournament and still have a week to go. So if you guys are not involved with that, if you'd like to be, check out Yakima Sarah's Facebook page, Sarah Massengill. That is a really worthwhile event for a lot of people to get a bunch of trash picked up. And I know, like we said before, the people that leave that trash here should pick up after themselves, but everybody don't. So 1,220 pounds as of yesterday, that's a huge number. Thank everybody for being involved with that.
I got them down in a tackle bag, and it's down in the barn. But so far, I have not, and I'm in 2 weeks. I'm fishing Indian Lake with the grandkids, and the ones that you made are the only ones that have not been able to hang up on this piece of concrete structure that I drag them through.
Is this what we're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dustin sent me these. As you can see, it's not clean. It's not pretty anymore like it once was. We have used these several times and have never hung one up. They work really well. I get so many sent to me to use and test and give opinions on. These have worked out really nicely. This one has been used a lot.
Yeah, mine are like that. The covering, they were dipped, and then and they're gone. It's gone.
Wants to know
that's a good one.
Can build an insulated live well.
Absolutely, I've been thinking a lot about that. About doing insulation. Now, granted, you're getting into cost efficiency when you go insulate them. If I insulate them, it'd be a double wall layer live well, which is going to increase the weight tremendously when you double them. But there's, the options are there. If somebody wanted an insulated live well, we can build one. Now, cost efficiency, like I said, is going to go up from your normal live wells because there's a lot more hours involved in doing it, and of course, the cost of material. But yeah, if they're looking for an insulated live well, we can hook them up.
Awesome. Vicky Holland, everyone is not drinking Pure Leaf. I don't like that stuff. I have Miss Cindy's sweet tea right here in my.
It's not sweet.
And I like it just fine. And I don't have to go to the store to get it. I just walk in the refrigerator, pour it out of the pitcher.
Well, it's Doc's fault that I started this stuff.
Yeah, and Doc's drinking Gatorade tonight. It's so hot here.
Well, I have to think that since Luke has quit drinking Pure Leaf, that their sales surely is going down.
Yeah.
I would definitely say.
KMB Angler says we have our own version of dragging weight. We call them whipple weights.
That's kind of cool. Shed tanks, backyard bait tanks. I'm game.
Dustin makes planer boards also.
I didn't know he made planer boards.
There's somebody on there that must know me because I don't advertise them kind of things. I've been experimenting, and so far the planer boards have really they've been awesome. I've played with them, and actually I've noticed I've used a couple different planer boards, and when you're pulling short distances, or if you're in a lake, and sometimes it takes time to get them boards out there where you want them. I came up with a design of the planer board, and I don't know if I'll bring them out or if I'll just kind of keep it to myself. I haven't decided. I mean, I would enjoy everybody to use them, but there's a big market out there with planer boards that I really like. The clear boards. The clear boards are really nice. It's kind of hard to kind of let some things go, but I've had really good success out here on the Ohio River with the planer boards that I built. They'll hold about 16 ounces of weight and keep afloat with no problem. They're not big and bulky. It's all about balance, and it takes about 4 seconds to shoot a planer board out about 30 feet off of the boat, and that's at point running 0.6 mile an hour.
I can't imagine the Ohio River ever having enough current to need 16 ounces of weight.
No, they don't. But I tested them with 16 ounces of weight just so I know what they would hold. Because there was a bunch of people that was hollering because some of these planer boards you can only put 3 ounces on and they barely stay afloat. So I wanted to make sure that, if I brought something out, that it would definitely hold what I was going to say.
Heck yeah. Glenn with Rig Wrap says, if it goes with vodka, he will drink it. Welcome to Catfish Weekly, Glenn. We was missing you.
We was just talking about him today, wasn't we?
We was talking about him today. Boys.
Somebody's always talking about Glenn.
They are. You guys need to make sure you get these ordered from Glenn at Rig Wraps. These are the coolest things for putting weight systems on I have ever been associated with. Easy on, easy off. I've casted out 16 ounces of weight with them with zero problems. I'm sure they will go 20 the next time I'm in current that I will need that. I will do it, but until then, get your easy sinker slides ordered.
Have you ever tried for commercials?
No, nobody wants an old man doing stuff like that, but Glenn and them guys. Dustin,
Can you hold up one of my Livewells in there while you're at it?
Yeah.
Plus the security in my boat, I might give that a try, but
you really want a bad back, don't you?
Oh man, I'll tell you what. I've been fighting this. Every year I go through this deal where they burn them things off, and I haven't done it. And it's been quite the last 2 or 3 weeks. But we're going to try to fish a tournament this weekend, and after that, we're probably going to have to get a hold of my buddy up in Columbia and see what he can do. So it's kind of been an issue, but it is what it is.
I see somebody said, I've tried several boards, but none of them's pulled like the Dustin's. Well, that's a big compliment. That means to tell me that I've done something right.
There you go.
I've sold off a few of them, and just to kind of get some inside information on them, and some people I've heard back from, and some people I haven't, but it seems like they must be working.
Good deal.
Eddie Howard, thank you for watching Catfish Weekly. I'm glad that you joined us tonight. I hope you make yourself at home every Monday night at 7 Central. Doc, it's been a great show. Dustin, thank you so much for joining us. And again, give everybody an outlet on how they can get a hold of you in case they would like a live well, a rod rack, one of the signs. And you are planning on being at Mississippi River Monsters this year.
Yeah, we're going to do our best to be there. Like I said, we're putting things together. Just spoke with a gentleman today about the shirts and the hats and the decals. we're hoping to have everything together. Got the guys in high gear at the shop. They're going to be building. They're going to be building a live well. We're going to put on display up there with water in it, show circulation, how well built it is. We're going to try to introduce, and we're hoping we can get it done by then, is the new Muddy River rod rack, which I think is going to be special up there. We're going to put it on display up there, and then we're going to send it home with Chris after the show's over for him to put on his personal boat. I feel obligated that he gets the very first one, and he don't know that yet, but we're hoping to have a big success up there.
That's awesome. We're looking forward to seeing you guys down there. And if anybody would like a Livewell rod rack or quote or order one, how would they do that, Dustin?
Right now they can Facebook me. I'll give at a later date, hopefully maybe by next Monday, I can give you an update, and you can announce it, the website. The website will be up. It'll be DNT Custom. They can go in there, and hopefully we'll have an online store there where you can actually pick from what we have, or if you have any ideas, they can contact me directly. And I also will be at the Captain Mad Jack tournament coming up. If they want to stop, in 2 weeks, they could stop by and see me. Not hard to miss with my boat. Just look for the Catfish Live Matters boats. That pretty much sums it up of what I'm about. And we can talk, and I'm going to bring some pencil and papers with me and get some ideas, and just try to pick people's brains on what people want to see. And yes. I'm going to take their thoughts and try to put them into reality.
That's outstanding. Very nice. Very nice. All right, Dustin, thank you so much for being on weekly with us tonight. We appreciate everything you guys are doing over there. Great products. I love mine. I know Doc loves his. When you see me going down the road at night, you will know it's me.
Ain't that the truth?
Looks great, very economical, easy to use products, very stuff's really easy to hook up. So
I'm going to be waiting for a live video. You with that boat.
Won't be long.
It won't be long.
Won't be long. We've been struggling all year to get this boat ready to go, and we're getting ready to go. So be watching. Real close time is running near.
Good deal.
All right, Dustin. Thanks again for joining us on Catfish Weekly.
Thanks, Dustin.
All righty. Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Doc, I have one announcement for tonight for tournament results. It was just sent to me before the show started. It was for the Twisted Cat Outdoor Warsaw Night Tournament held the 21st. There was a total of 37 fish caught, a total weight of 467.74 pounds. The $500 random Sea Arc drawing from Days Marine and Sea Arc Boats went to Ruger McNeil. First place. Now, here before I go into this, first place team was a couple of young gentlemen that I've never heard of before. That doesn't mean that they're not been doing it before. It's just that I've never heard of them before. In a 16-foot boat. And I want to read you what one of the competitors in this tournament sent me a message. And Cliff Miller sent me this, and he said, I just thought I'd like to share this with you. A great example of what is to be really great used to be really great in tournament catfishing. These guys whipped our butts with a $1,000 old 16-foot John boat with a roughed up tiller handle. Completely legit, no argument needed. Thought it was especially cool after hearing several people prior to takeoff kind of poking fun at their boat and stuff, but they didn't do it after the tournament was over. Anyways, he's not going to lie. I don't mind getting beat by guys like this. who just wanted to come out and have some fun, not to get caught up in all the crybaby drama. Isn't that the truth? There's so much drama these days, and people are stirring up crap all the time. But these guys showed up in a 16-foot John boat with an O'Tiller handle motor on it, went out and took first place with 83.7 pounds, won $2,500. This may have been their first tournament. I don't know, Doc. I've never heard of these guys before. The names are Colton Howell and Cody Vickers. Second place went to Kyle Johnson, Tim, and Hayden Gunther with 74.39 pounds. They won $1,250. Third place, 57.98 pounds with Mike Jessica Bain. And our old buddy Ken Pryor got third with and won $650. They also got Big Fish, which was worth another $300. So that was a good night for them. Fourth place, Calvin Myers and Vince Wayne. And fifth place was Cliff Miller and Josh Swan. Great turnout. It wasn't a real long tournament. I think it was over around midnight. I was getting ready to go to bed, and Alex popped up a live feed, so I stayed up and watched it. Only dozed off a couple of times, so I thought all was good. But congratulations to Colton Howell and Cody Vickers. Great finish, guys.
I just got a couple of announcements here before I go to Doc's tip. Vince Nadosky sent this to me a couple of weeks ago, and I really forgot about it, and I apologize. On Caesars Creek Lake on August 25th, they're having a Take a Warrior fishing. Now, they've got the Warriors already lined up, but they're looking for boaters. Unfortunately for me, that's my work weekend, and I can't get off to go do it, or I would be there. But if you're interested in taking a Warrior out, contact a Taylor, and I could not get his last name. I was looking at the flyer and couldn't make out his last name. But the phone number is 513-897-1050, and that's at Caesars Creek Lake here in Ohio.
Doc,
Next, yeah, go ahead.
We fish that Fishing for Freedom every year. I promise anybody that's on the line about going to that, if you take out one of these guys, it'll be the most rewarding thing you've done to boat in a long time. It's not about catching the fish, although that is always a blast. It's about taking some of these guys out that really, really deserve to be on the water.
Yep. Yep. Here's another thing. Let's see. Let me make sure I can see my. Okay. A few weeks ago, I went to Hooker's Terminal Tackle and I ordered one of these little doodaddy things. And actually, this is a pretty slick little tool. You can use it to tie hooks and stuff like that. The only thing, I mean, I've been tying 6/0 hooks with it. I really wish they made a bigger version of this thing so you could tie 8/0 and 10/0 hooks. Maybe if somebody comes out with a larger version, this does small hooks real well. And with somebody that has arthritis real bad in their hands, this thing has really helped me out. And it was like $10 for this. It comes with a little lanyard and stuff like that, so you don't lose it. And it's got a hook sharpener built into it, and it's got a set of nail clips, real sharp. But this thing, it ties a nail knot, and it does a really good job of doing it. So if you get a chance, I recommend these. This is a pretty nice little tool. And for $10, you can't go wrong. I mean, I've never had an issue with it. And I put a lot of hooks and lines together with it. So nice little, it's got a little pointy thing here so you can clear out eyes, on your crappie jig when you're fishing for skipjack and stuff like that. Those always have a painted. So that's another issue right there. I mean, nice little tool. Consider it. Here's another thing. A couple of weeks ago, I went fishing, and this is the Offshore Tackles new mini planer board. What I found out is this little planer board gets out, and it gets out quick. And my setup was had the boat sideways, in the lake. I had, so I'm using my full 24-foot length of my boat. I've got 2 rods out the side. I've got 2 rods midway on the boat running the larger planer boards. And then I had on the transom and on the front end of the boat, I had these little planer boards. Now, what I found out is if I'm running like 3/8 of an ounce of weight on this thing, but these things went way, I mean, they were straight out the back and straight out the side and letting the wind push me, and they stayed right with the boat. So the coverage with one of these things is phenomenal because it's not off 90 degrees. It was 180 from the boat. So it's sticking straight out. I couldn't believe it. Actually, and when the wind picked up, it started passing the boat. That's how fast these things planed out. But Catfish hit these and they waste them, buddy. I mean, they go clunk because it's got that little float on top of it right here.
Right.
And then you can hear them go off when they do it. And I'm using the rig wrap on the back as a release mechanism.
Man, that's a great idea there, Doc. I like it.
And but here's what I did. I wanted to get my bait up near the banks where there's some rocks and stuff, and I knew how deep the water was, and that this board will get it right there with only just a small amount of weight. So you guys are fishing lakes, give this a try. This is a slick little board, does a great job, and it's made by Offshore Tackle, one of my sponsors.
Now, Doc, how much weight did you say you was pulling on that?
3/8 of an ounce.
3/8 of an ounce. I use way
ounce.
more than that.
Yeah, no, I used 3/8 of an ounce, and I had a large shad head, and it kind of tilts it. You know, it's a small board. It's not going to hold a whole lot, but you know, it gets out to the side so quick, and then you can run it. You know, if you want to run that bait 5 feet down and stuff like that, it'll run it 5 feet down. And I was moving along about 0.5 mile an hour, so half a mile an hour. So did a great job.
Awesome.
Doc's tip for the night. Okay, it's getting hot. It's getting muggy. That moss is starting to grow on them ramps. Guys, keep an eye on that. You know, you want to be careful when you go to winch your boat up. You know, you get in a little bit of wetness on the bottom of your shoes or boots or whatever. Watch that stuff because that moss is slick. And, you know, we've seen enough people bust their heads wide open when their feet kick out from underneath them and down they go. So make sure you got a good handhold as you're starting to crank your boats up. And that's Doc's tip for the night.
Doc, that's a great tip. I don't know if you remember a few years ago, it's been several years ago now, Cindy was pulling the boat up on the trailer for me, and it was after a flood. There's a little bit of mud on there, and she fell down, slipped in that mud, which is the same slickness as what that moss. Yeah. And she was down the back. It hurt her pretty bad for a while, and I don't let her do that anymore. Just simply because I don't want to see her go through that no more. But that moss, a lot of people don't realize it's there because they can't see it.
Yeah.
And it will get you down. And I'll tell you something else. When you go sliding underneath those trailers, depending on the angle of the ramp, you can skin up some stuff that ain't supposed to be skinned up when that happens.
Yeah. 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 Your shins, it's nothing worse than running into your hitch, especially when your shins slide along the frame of your boat.
Yeah, that pretty much sucks.
Yeah.
Next week we're going to be giving away that trip with Trevor and Josh. Make sure you tune in for that. For those of you that are interested in it, I'm not even sure what Twitch is, but I know that Luke Hinges was going to be live on Twitch tonight. I'm not sure what it is. Probably ain't going to be there because I don't know how to get there. Don't want to learn. Hey, somebody else is going to be doing it. So he's either live now, going to be live, or was live. You might check him out. I know he'd appreciate it. That's all I have for tonight, Doc.
All right, me too, Lyle. Thanks everybody for tuning in, watching us. We apologize for the glitch that we had earlier, but we got it taken care of. Lyle did his thing, and we had a great show with Dustin.
Oh, yeah, it was a great show. Dustin was a great guest. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching Catfish Weekly, and we will see you next Monday night at 7 Central.